football. And Talk Sport from Premier Sports Fan Center is happening live on your screen, on your YouTube page, on your Facebook page right now. Your home for the biggest football stories, the boldest opinions, and the sharpest debates. I'm your host tonight, Yinka Adegbuyi. Friends call me the doc around here. And with me are football brains of the day. And I have to my left, immediate left here, I have Yemite. Yemite, you're welcome to the show. Thank you for coming, Yemite. And immediately after Yemite, we have the erudite Poloski.
Yeah, good evening, viewers, and thanks for having me. So excited to be back here once again.
So we're so excited to be with you guys, and we are going to have such a wonderful, exciting time. Today's lineup is packed. We got Paulo in the house, we got Yemite in the house. So much tackling going on in the studio tonight. Expect it, and we want you to be part of it. Barcelona's crisis, Rodri's injury, blow for Man City, and then Gerrard's next move, the Premier League title race. And I tell you the truth, the Premier League race is getting hotter and hotter by the day. We saw how Liverpool lost that crucial encounter to Chelsea, and then Arsenal FC moving to the top. So the race, the drama, the VAR issues, and even African football on the incredible rise. Let's get started right away. Viewers and ladies and gentlemen, once more I want you to know that for this show, it is an interactive session. You can put your comments on our YouTube page, Premier Sports Fan Center. Premier Sports Fan Center on the YouTube page or the Facebook page. Just put in your comments there or call the number you see on your screen and be part of the show. So we're looking at Barcelona in crisis again. Right now, Barca are once again in turbulence. Lewandowski is misfiring. Teenage prodigy Lamine Yamal is sidelined. And pressure is mounting on Xavi. The club's rebuild feels stuck between youth and inconsistency. And you know Hansi Flick is under a lot of pressure as we speak. And fans are growing restless. So tonight we're going to be looking at a few talking points from Barca's crisis. And I'm going to start from Paulo here. And what really is wrong with the tactical position of Barcelona this season? Is it poor structure or is it poor mentality? What's going on there at the Camp Nou or Camp Montjuic, as it is called?
I think it's a combination of both. Poor mentality from the players, because I look at the team now. You see, I think they are not really motivated, to play out there with the absence of the key player. Talking about Lamine Yamal and Rafinha, you will see the way the team, it seems as if the other guys they always feel, less pressured when those two guys are around, But once they are not there, it seems they easily give up. The last
Sevilla
match they lost against Sevilla, it was it was a thrashing. They were really whoop on that day. And I talked about if it's about the tactical aspect of it. I think it's also part of it. You look at the manager, because teams are beginning to find out the manager's tactics compared to last season, more especially the island they keep on playing, and teams are beginning to find a way to go around it and eat them on the break and get those goals. So I think it's a combination of both.
Thank you, Paulo. You heard it from Poloski. He said it might be a combination of both. Tactical issue, mentality issue. But we're not going to take it away from our intelligentsia here in football. Yemo, what do you think here? With Lamine Yamal injured and Lewandowski misfiring and Rafinha injured, who can step up for Barca?
Yeah, I think that's why they brought in Rashford. It got a goal, but it was unfortunate that they conceded 4. But when you look at what's happening in Barca, it's a transition period. When you have a successful season, the following season, many of the times your key players can be going in and out of the season. We saw Man City with Rodri and some other guys. So it is normal in football. It's a wave of the moment. And if they can manage that wave very well, there's January coming in. Maybe they can bring in one out for our number 9 or something. Because you can't rely on a striker that is on his old legs. I think 38 now, 37.
36.
36. And that's at 36. Jordi Alba is retiring, so he's not the kind
Lewandowski
of
rather.
age. Jordi Alba is
retiring.
retiring
Yeah,
at
yeah, okay.
36. He's not the kind of age that you want to have your go-to man. And you have to bring in somebody to understand.
All right, so we'll tell.
Hello, welcome back to Premier Sports Fan Center, and it's the return of the club football after the 2 weeks of international break. We're back with the EPL, and the first one today has to be the game between Nottingham Forest and Chelsea, live from the City Ground, which happens to be Nottingham Forest home ground. There's been a lot of issue at Nottingham Forest with the manager Ange Postecoglou now sitting on the edge of the table. He has to get a win, one way or the other. He has to get a win, but here coming against Chelsea, who can be a big problem for them. Yeah, might just be a chance for a first goal. That is Awoni Taiwo, who is having a rare start for Nottingham Forest tonight against Chelsea. Let's see if they can get a victory, or will Chelsea be getting a back-to-back of victory after that resounding 2-1 victory over Liverpool in the last game before the international break. My name is Adeyemi Shego, and it promises to be another interesting Saturday of talking football on Premier Sports Fan Center. Don't forget, it's a watch-along program where we analyze the game for the next 90 minutes. I'm not alone in the studio, as also have with me Yemite in the studio. Yemite, good afternoon.
Yeah,
Welcome.
good afternoon, Shagun. So good to have club football back after the international break. A lot of Nigerian fans will breathe a sigh of relief to some extent, because they were expecting to crash out of the World Cup qualifier, but to know that there's still a lifeline, at least there's still something to hold on to right there. So Chelsea on the menu, always interesting.
Yeah, we know there's something about the early kickoff, like the game we're having today. Upset is always expected in some of these early kickoff.
Yeah.
Looking at Chelsea, currently sitting seventh on the table in the EPL log, and also Nottingham Forest finding themselves in an unfamiliar position, that is 17th. I remember last season, and that's why I always feel like I'm always of the fan of, yes, if something is working for you, even if there's conflict of interest, you have to put the ego to a side and
Yeah.
allow the working relationship to happen. We saw Nottingham Forest last season; they were fighting for the top four up to the last day of the league. This season, without the manager Nuno Espirito Santo, after having that issue with the order, now they are struggling, finding themselves in the 17th position. This might be one of the last games for Ange Postecoglou if he doesn't get a victory in this game.
Yeah, there's one thing about football. You have to just keep your house in order. Once you try to keep your house in order, and one thing is, if you are too rigid, you will struggle. You have to be able to shift sometimes and just find a common ground. At Dibin, they found a common ground with Nuno. I don't think they'll be in this situation, because I think he won one or two games before he left and before he was asked. So I think that they could have settled it, but maybe it was beyond what they could fix or something, and he had to go their separate way. Now they have to move on. They don't have a choice. They have to just see what next it is for them.
Okay, also looking at Chelsea, they are without a lot of their players. The midfield, for the first time in a long time, we have seen Caicedo being rested, and also Enzo Fernandez will return back from Argentina. Issues with his knee, both are not starting in the Chelsea midfield today. We're having the familiar Romeo Lavia, who is back from long spell injury, appearing alongside Malo Gusto, who I think will be inverted more in this account. Lavia should be a reliable fallback for Moses Caicedo.
Yeah, it should be, and that's one of the good things about building a structure and not building around the player. When you build a structure, another player can come in and plug in, and that is what I've seen so far with Enzo Maresca. The way they want to play is very important.
There's Chelsea with Neto on the ball there. He chanced for the first goal with that beat. Unfortunately, Chelsea couldn't put that into the back of the net, but it's the Blues who are making the calls, and big save there from the goalkeeper Sells, who was last season joint clean sheet top clean sheets in the EPL last season. I think he got that alongside the Arsenal goalkeeper Raya. So he's also a fantastic goalkeeper. And I remember that game last season between Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. In the first leg, it was a thorn in the flesh for Chelsea. But Nottingham Forest will also be having Murillo, who is back in the defense, a reliable name in the Nottingham Forest defense. We're straight into the fifth minute of this encounter. Looking at Chelsea starting 11 tonight. We'll start with this afternoon, rather, not tonight. Starting with Robert Sanchez, the first choice goalkeeper for the Blues. In the defense, we have the captain, Rhys James, Achipong, and Chaloba playing both as the centre back in this encounter. We have Marco Correa at the left back position. In midfield, we have Malo Gusto and Romeo Lavia on the base of the midfield for Chelsea. Up front is Pedro Neto, Andre Santo, and Alejandro Garnacho, while up front is Loma striker João Pedro. João Pedro seems to struggle for the last of 5 games at Chelsea.
Yeah, João Pedro has really struggled. He has not gotten to that much. It's just leaping up the ladder. Sometimes it can be a challenging one, but be that as it may, I think it will adjust over time. It started well. Sometimes it happens like this. You have your time, you are in form. Sometimes you go out of form a little, and before you can even get back in form right there.
Okay, there've also been some arguments on the side of João Pedro that he is not a striker. He's not the traditional nine. Probably that is why he's currently struggling at the moment.
But it was that number 9 role he played at the FIFA Club World Cup that he
just very chance to Chelsea. Alejandro Garnacho there with supplying them pass into the box there. But yeah, it's Nottingham Forest looking to attack against Chelsea. The referee spotted an infringement against the Chelsea player on Taiwo Awoni. The Nigerian striker will be looking to win a score or get his confidence back in the Nottingham Forest jersey. They're still without Olaina, who is out injured. I think probably till December before we have the Nigerian former Chelsea right back in action for Nottingham Forest. Chelsea dominating the early stages of possession, straight into the 7th minute, and here is Chaloba on the ball for the Blues. Yes, come forward with the ball. What will he make out of that? Chose to returns it, finds Achepong. Achepong will go out wide, finds the Chelsea captain Rhys James, who is always having a supplying the pass there. Beautiful long one up front there, and finds Malo Gusto. What was that for Malo Gusto? Typical Malo Gustos these days.
So I don't know why the coach is hell bent on playing Malo Gusto in the midfield. I'm not a fan of that decision. I really think that he could find other players who can really do better in that role rather than Malo Gusto.
Okay, as I say, what they make out of this in the early stages? Back to the Chelsea goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, as the Spaniard hold on to this ball for Chelsea. He wasn't part of the Spanish setup over the international break. I think he has done enough to be part of that setup.
I don't think so. If you look at the goalkeepers is in competition with,
even Raya is not starting for Spain.
Raya is the second choice goalkeeper, and even I think the other goalkeeper.
Yeah, you have the Barcelona goalkeeper coming up, even also fantastic goalkeeper.
Yeah, and you can't compare with
João Lopez.
Yeah, João Lopez, very good goalkeeper on his own day, and you can't compare with Sanchez that is filled with a lot of errors and all. So, and you have to be very, very good with your feet for you to lay your stake. And look at how good David Raya is with his feet, and he's still not getting it.
Even Simeon, the first choice goalkeeper, is another reliable goalkeeper on his day. Yes, Chelsea attacking against Nottingham Forest, looking for the first 10 minutes goal. Garnacho on the ball there, finds his way sends it back into the middle of the park. Chelsea still in possession, returns it back. Marco Correa drops it for Garnacho, and Garnacho is still looking for his first Chelsea goal, and he's gradually is getting the starting position in Chelsea right now. We saw him against Liverpool. He was handful for the Liverpool's defender, and it was helpful for Chelsea in that encounter. Do you think yes, he'll be a success at Chelsea?
Yeah, I think so. I think he will grow into this team. I wasn't worried when Chelsea was in on him chasing up and down, and I think he's one hell of a player that we can really get his head down to play for the team. He can be a handful.
Who would have you preferred, Jadon Sancho or Garnacho?
I think I would have preferred Jadon Sancho as far as I'm concerned. There's a good chance.
Yeah, but just very chance for a first goal for Nottingham Forest. Good defensive block there from the Chelsea defender to cut that attack off.
I think the player fell.
Yeah, let's see that's happened again. Yeah, it was a beautiful chance there for Nottingham Forest, and that was Anderson, the guy who is on everybody's lips now, talking about the England midfielder Elliot Anderson. There, he didn't really have much at Newcastle, but at Nottingham Forest, he has actually grown into a fantastic player. A good one there from Elliot Anderson, but fortunately he flipped in the Chelsea box. Good. He got Achepong on his foot there, but he couldn't stay on the ground there.
But we need to talk about Achepong, honestly.
A fantastic player. To think that he's the right back and playing as a centre back, it shows that utility in the young man. Though some look at his physicality and actually
his height.
His height, and it's not really. He looks more like a lanky player to me. That physicality is not there, but I think he's growing at the age of 19. Yeah, fantastic.
You have to talk about his
young talent. And talking about that man, Josh Achepong, a future player for Chelsea, holding the centre back.
He also has a Ghanaian descent.
But
let's just see how far he can go in the Chelsea.
Okay, don't
jersey.
forget, Tosi Adarabia is also back. Chelsea, what a what was that from Chelsea? And Ruben Sanchez will clear the line. Long one into the box, almost into the side. There might just be a chance for Chelsea. Well, I think he had not that much there. João
much.
Pedro with the ball there is trying to
What is
create
this?
opportunities, but unfortunately he couldn't get a shot at goal there. Just will win the ball back. Referee allows place to continue since that was a fair challenge. Chalobah on the ball there finds back to Chalobah. Chalobah finds Marco Correa, and Correa will come forward with the ball for Chelsea. Chelsea taking the pressure to Nottingham Forest in the opening 10 minutes of this encounter, but still no goal to showcase, and still Chelsea on the ball there, straight onto the wing where he finds
Neto.
Pedro Neto. Neto looks in well there, finds Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto still looking for his first Chelsea goal since joining the Blues from Olympique Lyon. And yes, still Chelsea in possession, coming very close and looking for that first goal. Sends it straight to Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho on the ball there. He has the Nottingham Forest defender Williams to beat, but sends it inward into the middle of the park. And still Chelsea trying to cool the tempo of this encounter, while Nottingham Forest are looking to hit Chelsea on the break. This, looking at the formation Nottingham Forest are playing, this is so much unlike the Ange Postecoglou we saw at Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, over time, sometimes desperate times deserve desperate measures. You look at the Tottenham of the Europa League, there were times where they had to sit back and defend. Especially, I think when they were one man down against, is it Bodo Glimt or which team was that last season? So I think that, yes, it's beginning to adjust to life in the Premier League. We saw Guardiola to adjust to life in the Premier League.
But it was so funny
Even
last
from
season
the
when he say that
second
yes, he doesn't change his mentality. He wants to attack all through 90-minute play,
Yeah.
highlight football, and that really cost him against Chelsea. I remember that game very well, where we had Nicholas Jackson scoring a hat trick, if I'm not mistaken, in that encounter against Tottenham Hotspur. But let's see how it goes for him. This is one of his last games at Nottingham Forest. If he's not getting a victory, because I'm very sure the fans will be hell bent on him for the kind of season they're currently
one
having.
thing is, you don't want to be in the situation of Ange. When the management sack a coach that the fans love, the other coach, they might not really want to. Every reason to criticize him, they will find. To be patient with him, no. They were really patient with Nuno, and they won their heart. For you to sack that kind of a manager, just like
even
that.
looking at where Nuno picked up that team, they were actually struggling before Nuno
Yeah,
came in. I think they found they were around 16,
relegation
17.
zone,
Yes, they were in relegation zone before Nuno came in. And Nuno came in, turned them into a team competing for the UEFA Champions League spot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how it goes for Nottingham Forest. And looking at the starting level for Nottingham Forest, we have Sels as the goalkeeper, Nico Williams, Milenkovic, Morato, Murillo, and Zichenko making it a back five in this encounter. In midfield, we have Elliot Anderson, who is starting as the wearing this just number 8. We have Sangare and also Douglas Lewis in the starting level. Up front is Mills. Gibbs White, the captain, and also Nigerian's own Taiwo Awoni in this encounter. Chance for Nottingham Forest, but easily dispossessed of the ball by Chelsea. And back in place, Nottingham Forest in possession. What would they make out of that? Milinkovic sends it back and finds Murato. Murato cops for there and finds his teammates. It's still Nottingham Forest now gradually coming into this one and holding onto the ball against the Blues. We're straight into the 14th minute. Still no goal to showcase in this encounter between Chelsea and Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. As a full field stadium, very sure the fans has really missed club football during the 2 weeks international break. England has also the first European side to be confirmed as to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So the English and Three Lions will be going to the World Cup. I'm very sure England players across all these clubs in the top flight leagues will want to showcase to Thomas Tuchel, the England manager, that they deserve to be in the starting 11. And Cole Palmer out for 6 weeks right now.
Yeah, they keep extending. I think maybe if he needs that surgery, they should just conduct the surgery, because the young man will want to go to the FIFA World Cup, and with that kind of injuries that keep reoccurring, it can be a risk. So why not do the surgery now and give him time to recoup so that he will not miss the FIFA World Cup. So I think that yes, Obama a big miss for Chelsea so far this season. Then looking at this fixture, this was the last game of the season for Chelsea last season that ensured Chelsea went through to the UEFA Champions League. So it's so good to be back here again, a winning ground for this.
City ground can also be called the haunting ground for Chelsea. I remember Mirko Modric 2 seasons ago getting a fantastic goal at the stadium. I've really missed seeing that young man in a Chelsea's jersey.
I just hope he can come back very soon, and Chelsea can actually give him a lifeline at the end of the day.
Yeah, back to the Chelsea goalkeeper, Ruben Sanchez on the ball there. It says a long one into the middle of the park. Tries to play in Alejandro Garnacho, but easily cut out there by Nico Williams. And still Chelsea in possession. Ooh, there's a sight. The Chelsea manager was wondering what to see. Romeo Lavia currently down there after that challenge from Sengari. I think he should be able to continue this encounter. This is a man who has had a lot of history with injuries. I just hope he'll be able to continue. Yeah, you can see Maresca. Maresca is not on the bench tonight after getting that red card against Liverpool for White's jubilation in that encounter. There've been a lot of talks.
Fine.
Yeah, he was fine. There've been a lot of arguments in different sections. Why should the manager be shown a yellow card for jubilating?
I don't know because it's like you want to destroy the emotional part of the game, and football is everything emotional. Because you cannot score at that kind of time with the young lads you have against the defending champion, and you not celebrate like that. Hardly will you find a manager that will not celebrate like that. Maybe for Ancelotti of an exception, but even Guardiola would. I think Guardiola would say really celebrate that one. So giving him a second yellow card for that and $8,000, £8,000 fine, then 1 match touchline ban. I don't understand, honestly.
All right, we still have 6 more matches to come in the EPL today, and the big one this evening has to be the London derby between Fulham and Arsenal at the Crawford Cottage. Yes, Crawford Cottage can also be one of those ground that is always hard to go for clubs, and that promises to be another interesting matchup. Still to come at 5:30 p.m. You can join us on Premier Sports Fan Center because we'll be in the studio to give you analysis of that encounter. Also, that should be a throwing. But referee allows players to continue, but calls the players back. I think was that an offside?
The flag is up.
Let's see what the call is. Actually, yes, an offside call against Chelsea. Nottingham Forest regains the possession. 17 minutes gone into the encounter. Sangari on the ball there finds Murillo. And Murillo will hold on to the ball. Long one there, tries to play in Mr. Media. As gives White on the ball there, got hold of that as Malo Gusto to his side and returns it back into the middle of the park. And what would they make out of that? Tries to send it across into the box. Chelsea easily cutting that out. Sangari back in possession and moves forward with the ball there. Nottingham Forest and looking to send an in-swinger to try and locate Taiwo Awoni in the box. Still Nottingham Forest. Murillo, Elliott on the ball there, beautifully passed there. But the weight on the pass is actually too much for Zichenko, the former Arsenal player, to get onto. So it's going to be a goal kick to Chelsea. It's really good to see Murillo back in the starting 11 for Nottingham Forest. I remember when he was in the Brazilian league, he was being linked to Chelsea, but I think he was scared of not getting possibility of not getting starting 11 position in Chelsea. That was why he chose Nottingham Forest. But he has always been a fantastic and reliable player for Nottingham Forest.
And I think he made the right choice. He has had enough game time under his belt to grow to the level. Right now he's 60 something 70 million
and he's been linked to big club. He's still been linked to Chelsea.
Yeah, and when those teams now spend that kind of money, you don't want to put those kinds of players on the bench. Unlike Arsenal, who got in Compare.
I think he's out injured. I think it has to be injury problem. That's why I've not seen much from Nketiah. But even if Nketiah is available, we know Saliba and Gabriel to be Arsenal's preferred centre back pair. To take one of those two out of that team is really going to be hard because those are the best defensive pair in the EPL right now.
As far as we can see, because look at the way they've gone about their business. Arsenal started having issues when either one of them was not.
I think they both
complement
each other very well. You can look at the way Saliba reads the game. He's so calm and gets into the business of the day. You look at Gabriel. Gabriel is the opposite of him. Yeah, man, just play a chance for Nottingham Forest. Our net is now going to the back of the net. Gibbs White won't believe that. That was a gift given to him on the platter. But couldn't pull that into the back of the net. Romeo Lavia will be thanking the stars that that error then laid down to a goal for Nottingham Forest. I'm always having a problem with. That was a misskilled pass there, and I think Gibbs White should have advanced them forward a bit. It was free there. There was no point rushing. There was no point of rushing on there. But that could have gone into the back of the net. No doubt. Yes, still Nottingham Forest. Chelsea giving out gifts in this encounter. With this time around, will it be a goal for Nottingham Forest again? They can pull that into the back of half time, and still the same man, Gibbs White, into quick succession under 1 minute, presented with gifts by the Chelsea defenders. I think Nottingham Forest should be taking advantage of this. It seems that Chelsea are having issues clearing area
Their
balls
lines, yeah.
at the defense line there. Look at that again for Gibbs White. The touch was just too much. Perfect. The header to drop onto his part was a perfect one there, but he couldn't put that into the back of the net. And you can see what it means to that man spotted jersey number 12 and Douglas Luiz would drop that pass for him. Unfortunately, for a second time, the England international couldn't put that in the back of the. Probably third time he'll be lucky.
And you have to give it to Achipong, who deflected the ball to make it more difficult for the player to finish. If not for that touch, maybe it would have just been an easy goal for Nottingham Forest. And Chelsea back in possession. Garnacho with the ball right now, trying to beat his marker, brought down, and the referee says it's a free kick to Chelsea at the 21st minute of that encounter. Williams, the culprit for that one, who brought down Alexandre Garnacho. Garnacho for Chelsea so far. Let's see how far he can go at the end of the
Like I said, he's still looking for his first goal in the Blues jersey tonight. They're not putting on the blue jersey, they're putting on their away attire, which is the black and white top and the black shorts. It's a free kick to Chelsea in what looks like a familiar position where they'll fancy a cross into the box. So let's see if there's a player capable of producing a massive header in the box. We have Chaloba, who I'm very sure is also an area threat for Chelsea. You can see him in the box there, Chaloba alongside Achipong, and also Andre Santos in the box for the Blues. And Andre Santos finally getting one of those starts for Chelsea. Do you think he has what it takes to deputize for Enzo Fernandez? Can he bring almost the same thing Enzo brings into the Chelsea starting 11?
I think he can. If you just can give him enough. We know how much playing time that had to be given to Enzo for him to evolve to that Enzo we see today. So I think if you can give that kind of time also to Santos, I think he can evolve too. He's one player that is really has a lot of talent inside of him.
All right, still no goals, still no shot on target from Chelsea in the first 20 minutes of this encounter. While we've seen 3 attempts for Nottingham Forest, but still 0 shot on target also from Nottingham Forest. João Pedro needs to get involved for Chelsea. We've not really seen much from him. Looking at the last 3 games he has played for Chelsea, 0 shot on target in those encounters. That is not what you want from a striker. And it's one of the reasons why you can see the Chelsea manager really sweating on Liam Delap, who is out injured. And probably if Liam Delap was fit, maybe we'll have been having the two of them starting up front.
Yeah, probably, especially with the fact that Kopama is not available. So maybe João Pedro will just drop into the playmaking role. And while, what is his name?
João Pedro?
Liam Delap will top up front. But I still have my questions on Liam Delap, his capacity to lead the line. But let's see how far I can go with Chelsea. With time, I think it will come good.
Okay, Liam Delap is out injured, is expected back in the Chelsea side by November. So Chelsea has about 1 month before they have the big money signing. The man they got from Ipswich now back from injury rather. Nottingham Forest coming forward with the ball this time around as they look to attack. I guess Chelsea returns it back into the defense where he finds Murillo. Murillo looks inward into the midfield, finds his teammate. And they're enjoying possession right now as we're approaching the 24th minute of the second half. They started slowly in this game, but they finally grown into this one and dominating possession against Chelsea. They've come very close twice, and twice Gibbs White has failed to pull the ball into the back of the net. And Gary on the ball there, beautifully defended. He won the ball back and finds Gibbs White. Gibbs White looks inward, finds his teammate. Here's a chance for Nottingham Forest to send the cross into the box there with a big chance. But easily cut out there by the Chelsea defense, and it's the Nottingham Forest that was still in possession of the ball. And centre back is Milinkovic on the ball there, finds his teammate. And here's the Nottingham Forest attacking against Chelsea. What would they make out of that? Nico Wilson with the ball there, returns it back into the middle of the park. Here, Sagari finds his teammate and returns it back to Milinkovic. Milinkovic looks on to doing there, finds his teammate. Yeah, might just be a chance into the box there. But that's attack from Nico Williams, and also the captain Gibbs White couldn't create something meaningful there. But goal kick to Chelsea right there at the 25th minute. 25 minutes of football we've seen in this encounter, almost halfway through the first half, but we've not seen a shot on target from the Blues.
Yeah, it's so funny how they began to revert back to that Chelsea we used to complain about last season, just passing the ball without any meaningful penetration on the opponent side. They even look shaky from playing from the back. They've just been lucky that they are not a goal down already in this
I actually
encounter.
feel there's no creativity in the starting 11. I would have preferred Andre Santo being put in that spot where we have Malo Gusto in the middle of the
Yeah,
park and
yes.
put probably a Bonanote
Yeah,
in the
in
center,
front,
in the front, or probably start with Magui up front and put Jao Pedro
back
behind
in
in
that.
that attacking midfield role. Because I think Jao Pedro is more of an
And
attacking midfielder.
Estevao can
Estevao
also
is
do
also on the
well in
bench
that
here.
role.
So let's see how Chelsea makes it. I was expecting Estevao to start up this encounter. After that,
But I think the
cameo,
long travel.
yeah, probably long travel from Brazil back to Europe is why we're having Estevao on the bench. Talking about the 18 years old Brazil international who got Chelsea's winner against Liverpool in the penultimate week of the EPL before the international break. It's still Chelsea in possession of this, looking for their first shot on target. Marco Correa on the ball there and drops it straight to Chaluba. Chaluba returns it back to the Chelsea goalkeeper, Ruben Sanchez, who sends that out of his box but into the hands of a Nottingham Forest player. And the referee spotted an infringement right there. It's going to be a free kick. Andre Santos, the culprit this time around. There's a free kick to Nottingham Forest right there in the 26th minute, approaching the 27th minute of the second half. Elliott was one who was brought down there. So a free kick to Nottingham Forest. And you can see the Chelsea players complaining that yes, it was Elliott who actually Anderson, sorry, right, yeah, Elliott Anderson who actually traded an elbow with him before going to the top. But the referee thinks otherwise, and it's a free kick to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I think the referee got that decision right. It was Andre Santos who first fouled him before he had to shield himself, and the elbow went straight to the mouth of
Elliott Anderson.
Andre Santos earlier. Free kick to Nottingham Forest. Douglas Luiz, who has had a torrid time at Juventus, is the one taking this free kick for Nottingham Forest into the box. Oh! That was a good save.
Oh, that should have been a good chance for them. Nottingham Forest are missing a lot of chances in this game. And yes, and Chelsea will look to eat on the counter there.
My
I couldn't
God,
get
what
onto
is
that.
this?
It's Nottingham Forest were back in possession, taking the pressure to the Blues in this early stage of this encounter as we're 3 minutes away from half an hour mark of football at the City Ground. I won't be surprised if Nottingham Forest managed to get a victory in this one because they're actually dominating possession. It's giving me a reminiscence of that game between Chelsea and Brentford.
Yeah, between Chelsea and Brentford. But look at it. I think the coach will have to take all the blame for this one. It looks more like he's selling out this match because, hey, you are not starting the key guys that host the game. Why will you have a game whereby Enzo, Casado, two key players are not starting in the midfield?
I think they've actually been managing Caicedo because he has been having injuries. He has been having worries with his knees. You can see it in the games the way they've wrapped his knees during encounters. So probably they need to manage him. Starting 49 straight games for Chelsea is actually not a small number. And looking at the injury worries to Cole Palmer, they will have to be very much careful with Enzo and Caicedo because I'm very sure they won't want these three players broken down. Probably that's why they are affording them this needed rest.
Important rest it is. That was the replay of that free kick situation, and the goalkeeper was at the right place at the right time. 29 minutes of that encounter. Chelsea has a free kick. What can Chelsea do from this set play situation right there at the City Ground? The City Ground is where this match is being played. Well, will the City boys do something special at the City Ground against the Blues, who carry their flag flying everywhere they go as the world champions, the champions, and a free kick from Wisdoms. Oh, and it went straight to Matt Sells, and it takes that one, I grab it and release it fast in that one. Nottingham Forest back in possession of the ball. Sangare returns it back to Morello right there, and it's Nottingham Forest trying to build up from defense to attack right there. Nil it is at the City ground. Will there be a goal in this first half? Only time with a long ball forward for Douglas Lewis to chase Lavia on his heels, trying to defend that one. He had to hold possession and see if his support cast can arrive. He returns it back to his teammate, and it's Nottingham Forest back in possession, laying their claim on this game. Is like now Chelsea is not the defending team.
Yeah, Chelsea are currently defending with all their life in this encounter. Still not yet Forest. Comes forward with the ball there. Alejandro Garnacho will win that back for Chelsea. Tries to send it back with its big problem for the goalkeeper. But the Chelsea goalkeeper equally sends that out. So I think I'm always having a problem with the way Robert Sanchez does his clearance or his goal kick. If you're going long, you have to go long, and let it be an advantage for your team. Not you going long into the opponent's players, and that is another free kick, which I'm very sure Romeo Lavia needs to be very much careful in this first half, because the tackles is going into is just 1 or 2 tackles away. He's not timing his tackles very well. He's 1 or 2 tackles away from getting the first booking in the second half. Talking about the player who is just coming back from injury. It's left to say if the Chelsea manager Maresca we afford him 90 minutes in the second half. Free kick for Nottingham Forest, quickly taking Chelsea back in possession. Alejandro Garnacho, what will he make out of that? The former Manchester United player was actually muzzled out of that, and there's a throw into Nottingham Forest. You can see it here. The pressure is currently there. Elliott doing the massive work in the midfield. He has been everywhere for Nottingham Forest in this encounter. Does this stand in, or is there any chance of Elliott starting for England at the World Cup?
I doubt if Elliott will have any chance starting for England. I doubt it really, because England are spoiled of talent. You know, even this last international break, they had to just ignore some other players because they wanted them to get some needed rest. It's Chelsea attacking down the leg. Garnacho, that was more or less like a back pass to Martial right there.
Okay, as Garnacho still struggling to find his feet in this encounter. And also Chelsea struggling to find their feet in this one against Nottingham Forest. Chelsea win the ball back, then straight into the path of his Chelsea teammate. What will the Blues make out of that? That is Andre Silva. Malo Gusto there. Who finds Marco Correa. Correa returns it back to Chalobah. Chalobah in Chelsea defense tries to spit a pass through to Nottingham Forest players there, but fortunately falls back into a Chelsea players. And Chelsea attacking right now. Romeo Lavia on the ball there is having should I say a good game or a struggling game? Average game in this one against Nottingham Forest. And yeah, it's that man Pedro Neto, the Portuguese international, sends it long one, but straight into the hands of Marcel. Sels with the long one tries to play in the onrushing Nottingham Forest defense striker rather, but Archipong is up to the task there and drops it straight into the Chelsea goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. There's Chelsea coming forward to attack against the Nottingham Forest, sends it back to the wing, and Pedro Neto being called into action. At least I have my problem with Pedro Neto. I do call him 100 meter junior boys because he just wants to run. The deliveries are always poor from Pedro Neto. He's always poor. You know, there's this his crosses are always more like lottery to me. Yeah, just send it to no man's land and see if possibly something comes out of it. But I call him 100 meter junior boys because he just wants to dash straight. He wants to run. That is my biggest issue with him.
If he can add some directness of play to his runnings, it might be more.
It's more like Sami Chukwueze to me, because on his day, he wants to play football. He will be answerable for defenders.
If you notice something in that Nigeria game, it's like Sami Chukwueze played more to the coach's instruction. Okay. I think the coaches must have told him no running, just look up and pick the runs, and he was picking the run of Victor Osimhen that led to those two brave assists.
Wait to the game against Gabon.
No, I see one thing I noticed about the Nigerian.
I would love to see him against Arsenal today. I would love to see him.
Yeah, I would love to see him against Arsenal. But look at the way the instruction. You will know that.
How? You love him at Chelsea. You love him. You wanted him at Chelsea also.
No, I wanted him at Chelsea, but he's open to making mistakes. He's still early days. Yeah, it will come good. It will come good for Chelsea again, actually, at the end of the day. But I think that if you look at the Nigerian manager,
Williams comes forward with the ball. He has the Chelsea defender to beat there, but Chelsea wins possession back. And he's Chelsea attacking onto the wing there. Finds Pedro Neto. Neto couldn't get onto that, but still Chelsea back in possession, holding onto the ball in the middle of the park. Tries to play in Neto. Neto, but Neto is nowhere to be found there as a throw into Nottingham Forest. We said 35 minutes of action gone in this one, 10 more minutes to play in the first half. Still no go to showcase in this one. Still no shot on target from Chelsea in the first 35 minutes of this encounter. Nottingham Forest frustrating the Blues in this game. Milekovic on the ball there, looks inward into the midfield there, finds his teammate, returns it back to Milekovic, and Milekovic looks inward and finds Murato on the ball there, goes out wide and finds Murillo, and Murillo will down to the ball, comes inward, finds Sangari on the ball there. And what Sangari made out of that, he has two Chelsea players to beat and holds onto the ball, still turning around the Chelsea players in the midfield. Referee spotted an infringement, and it's a free kick to Nottingham Forest against the Blues right there in the 35th minute. And you can see the Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca in the stand there, looking calm and collected, not worried about anything in this encounter as this first half stands. There's just here to consider a goal, probably. That is why you're not seeing the worries on the face of Enzo Maresca. Marco Correa on the ball there, looks inward into the midfield, finds Romeo Lavia. Lavia looks inward there, finds his Chelsea teammate, returns it back to Andre Santos. Andre Santos finds Josh Archipong. Archipong will come forward and split a pass, tries to play in Alejandro Garnacho, but Nottingham Forest, Nico Williams on the end of that. And yeah, is Milekovic. Milekovic with the ball finds Murillo. Murillo looks inward and finds Sangari. And Sangari will come forward with the ball there for Nottingham Forest. Goes out wide and finds Elliot Anderson. Anderson on the ball there. He has two Chelsea to beat, but chose to return it back to Nico Williams. Yes, Chelsea tried to get a steal on that.
Why is
but
two Chelsea players
we come back for that? Yeah, it's Nottingham Forest. Taiwo Awoniyi called into actions. Yes, Chelsea in possession. Andre Santos couldn't keep hold of that, and Nottingham Forest back in possession against the Blues. There's still Nottingham Forest, Chelsea still struggling to get onto the end of this. The physicality of the Nottingham Forest defenders is really giving the Chelsea attackers, a big headache in this game.
Yeah, they seem to be bullying the Chelsea players up front, and I think Andre Santos too has not really been visible in this encounter so far. And I think Chelsea players needs to do more, especially in the area of discipline, positional play, and trying to maximize every time they get the possession. And these short passes in front of goal, they need to be more careful, play more to the side than into the center, whereby it is more easier to allay any fear of danger at the wings than the center out of the defense itself. But Chelsea needs to
come to attack against Chelsea, but Chelsea wins the ball back. Alejandro Garnacho on the ball there, comes inward with the ball there, switches out wide and finds Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto with the ball.
What is this?
Murillo will clear the lines there for Nottingham Forest. It's just winning the ball and always gifting the ball back to Nottingham Forest almost in quick succession. And here's the Blues in possession of the ball. Chaluba on the ball there, looks inward into the midfield, finds Romeo Lavia. Lavia returns it back to the Chelsea captain, and will switches out wide and finds the able runner there, Pedro Neto. Neto cuts inward with the ball there, takes a cross, but to nobody.
Yeah, to no man's stand.
The goal kicker there to Nottingham Forest. I don't know what he's actually furious at there.
Well, 38 minutes. Willie Caballero, the former Chelsea goalkeeper, right there, standing
assistant manager.
Yeah, of Chelsea, standing in for the gaffer himself, Enzo Maresca, who is unavoidably absent today due to that ban he got from over celebrating that game against Liverpool right there. So proceedings approaching the 40th minute. Now 38th minute of that encounter. Still Nottingham Forest new, Chelsea new at the City Ground. The opening fixture for today. Yeah, who will break the deadlock in this one? Or will we have a stalemate? Will we witness a goal to celebrate? Or maybe it will end all square at the City Ground. Yes, it's a free kick to Chelsea in the Nottingham Forest half. And let's see if Chelsea will maximize this one in this situation. Marco Carella with the ball, send it straight to Alessandro Garnacho, who beats his marker, run down the left, tries to run into the box, scores back, still with the ball, and Williams on him, and he tries to turn back. Oh, lost possession, but luckily Lavia had to recover fast and send it straight to him. Returns it back to Lavia. Lavia will send it straight to Rhys James. Rhys James with the ball right now. Our calm defender, one of the calmest defenders Chelsea have right now is James, and Pedro Neto will send this one forward for João Pedro, drops it. Oh, and Andre Santos couldn't power his attempt on target
Aye,
right there.
what a story that will have been made from everyone should that goal has gone in for Andre Santos. Scoring against the side Chelsea loaned him to, but unfortunately couldn't, get starting positions at that Nottingham Forest when he was on loan before moving to Strasbourg, where he made his name on loan at that club. Also captured the Strasbourg when he was with the Chelsea's that's one of Chelsea's owned club,
Yeah,
or Chelsea owners and club at the house in Strasbourg. And talking about Strasbourg, yesterday was a beautiful one for them as it held was it got PSG, did the Liga defending champions and European UEFA Champions League and defending champions to a 3-3 draw. At the point they were leading 3-1, but unfortunately the coach had to make his boys sit back and try to defend 3-1 against PSG, and PSG rallied back from 3-1 to 3-3. But getting the 3-3 result against PSG was a good result for Strasbourg.
our body could have just held
Yeah,
on
they could
and
have
take
held
that
on and
win.
get some
But
3
I
points.
think
But
game
sometimes
management
you
is
find
key.
yourself in a familiar position.
Yeah.
Leading against PSG 3-1, you actually feel like, yes, let's just kill it. Let's just defend with all our life. They had 15 minutes to go in that game, and they couldn't defend for the 15 minutes and conceded 2 unnecessary goals in that game. But it's good for their confidence, pushing
Yeah.
PSG to a 3-3 draw. Currently, they sit second in the league, I think about 2 points behind
Yeah.
PSG, who are the league leaders on
Leaders,
right
yeah.
now.
And I think there will be a new leader after this round.
Yeah,
of
after this
games.
round,
If
yes.
Man City-
Marcel and Leon are also on their neck,
their heels,
on their
yes.
heels rather in
So,
the league.
I
Yes,
think-
and we have the first yellow card already in this counter at the 41st minute, and it's a yellow card to Nottingham Forest player right there, spotting the
Number 4 jersey.
spotting the jersey number 4 for Nottingham Forest, Morato, who is the one who has gotten the first yellow card in this encounter. I think that is one Chelsea fans or the Chelsea players really love, looking at the physicality at the back of on this Nottingham Forest defense. They can right now frustrate and probably force one of the Nottingham Forest defenders into getting a red card in this encounter. We're straight in the 42nd minute, 3 more minutes to play till the end of the first half. Still no shot on target from Chelsea for the first 40 minutes of action.
Yeah, surprisingly, right there. Even Nottingham Forest, I think they've had a shot on target.
It should
on
be
them.
just one shot on target for
Yeah,
Nottingham
for
Forest
them.
also.
And Chelsea, yet, and that was a good turn from Joao Pedro, who were playing the run of Mark. Oh, who is that? Oh!
Our net is that not going to the back of the net. Andre Santos of coming close again. And you can see the Chelsea manager, still Mariska, inspecting about 3 more minutes additional time in this first half.
Yeah, maybe around 3 minutes it will be. You can see Ange Postecoglou encouraging his boys, saying, "Come on, guys, you can do this." He's one manager that is under intense pressure, and with the way he left Tottenham, he won't want to lose this job without rewriting his story in the Premier League to actually preserve his own legacy in the Premier League. Right there, long ball forward,
Offside.
and that was an offside against that Chelsea player, and that will be a free kick to Nottingham Forest on the 45th minute of that encounter. Last season, we just only saw one goal in this fixture.
Yeah.
It looks like it will be difficult to get one too many goals in this one.
Yeah, we don't know, but we still have big 45 minutes to come in the second half, and the game of football is not done until it's over.
Yeah.
Yes, and Chelsea in possession of the ball. Sends one inward there. Yes, that man, Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto sends it long. Oh, sorry, Chelsea's will look to attack against Nottingham Forest. Yes, Andre Santos, a beautiful kick there. Still Chelsea. Yes, Pedro Neto goes for a shot, but that's kept on rising, and it's going to be a goal kick out to Nottingham Forest. The referee said, "I've seen enough of this boring game, and I can't see more in this first half," as they've added just 1 minute additional time.
And I think Pedro Neto could have done better from that attempt. We know him to have a good hit at the ball in positions like that.
But looking at it right now, I think this is the season for him to perform and show that yes, he is one of those players that Chelsea, or one of those indispensable players at Chelsea. Because with Coenda coming from Sporting Lisbon, Chelsea might be looking at cashing in on a Pedro Neto comment of the season.
Let's see over time, because when you look at some of the few players that has been consistent in the Chelsea setup starting 11, you have to mention Pedro Neto, and he has come good on his own days too for Chelsea. But I think he needs to improve, because for another level the teams want to go, you need better performance, you need improvement on whatever you have on ground, and I think in that situation Pedro Neto needs to improve.
All right, halftime at the City ground, as none of the two sides were able to break each other at the back in this encounter. Chances were out to come by, But halftime is 0-0 between Nottingham Forest and Chelsea. Nottingham Forest will actually feel undone in this game, in this first half, because I think they've seen the better chances in this game to get goals. We've seen Gibbs White twice coming very close, but unfortunately he couldn't take those chances for Nottingham Forest. But at halftime, 0-0 between Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. Do you think it has been a good game between these two sides so far?
Yeah, you have to give it to Ange. The setup today looks more mature, looks like a tough team to break down. And if they can build on this, I think Nottingham Forest will be back. They've been really solid defensively, limited the number of chances Chelsea have at goal, and they've gotten their own chances on their own that could have been converted, but they were lackadaisical in front of goal. So I think that, yeah, Ange has done a great job, but Chelsea needs to improve a whole lot. Because if it was a clinical team Chelsea was playing against, Chelsea would have been down with 1 or 2 goals or thereabout.
Okay, so let's see what Chelsea brings into the second half of this encounter. There's no way we talk about Chelsea without talking about the attacking of the Chelsea attackers in this game, who has fired blank in the whole of the first half. João Pedro still struggling to get goals at Chelsea.
Yeah, really, really struggling. We saw the way it started with like an house on fire. But sometimes football is just times and seasons. So whereby sometimes you are in form, sometimes you are out of form, but you have to stay strong mentally. Fans will always throw the banter. Social media will always want to come for you. But you have to stay calm. Look at Cole Palmer for how many games he was without a goal or assist last season. But he came back stronger and won the player of the tournament in the Club World Cup in a competition where the best of the best players was really competing at. So I think that over time, he will grow into the game. He will get back to his best and begin to score the goal. Look at that chance Andre Santos missed. He was the one who set that pass. So that means that for anything the manager is saying, I think he should open his eyes to see that João Pedro needs to drop in deep behind the striker role and do better for Chelsea.
Okay, looking at the two players who replace two, Chelsea's starters in this game, Romeo Lavia and Andre Santos. Do you think they've deputized very well for Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez?
Yeah, I think Andre Santos has not done the best of jobs, but yeah, he has tried to the minimum he can, and I think he can only improve from there at the end of the day, because with the way things are, yeah, he just have to do what he have to do, but over time he can improve, because I think this is the first time he's starting in that role in the Premier League this season, so he just have to give room for growth because he's a young lad.
Okay, also talking about a young lad in the Chelsea defense, has to be that man, Josh Archipong, a fantastic young talent on his day, and he has been one of those players Chelsea fans are looking forward to, reliable at the back, even at the age of 19.
Yeah, at the age of 19, fantastic talent. And I think there's a lot more that he can give to Chelsea Football Club. Archipong, really one young talent. To know that I think he's still 18,
19 now.
19 now, and playing like that. Look at the way he defended so well against Alexandria Isak, the 130 million or 125 million pounds man. And the way he has played in this game so far, we saw that ball, that threat that was coming. His touch really made it more difficult for Nottingham Forest to finish that one. So I think he has been one player that has been on the rise and improving per game.
Okay, we go straight to Nottingham Forest and look at the players. We are not having that big man up front in this game, talking about Chris Wood, who is on the bench, and shows that yes, there's still enough threats on the bench of Nottingham Forest. But let's look at the Nigerian Taiwo Awuni, who started up this game for Nottingham Forest. He has gone through so many, a lot of issues at Nottingham Forest, from injuries to concussions. But he's starting today. Has he shown any performance to make him to make the starting position is on at Nottingham Forest?
I think that he has really not really had that clear-cut chance for us to decide. First half, early embers of the game, got that ball, made that attempt, but couldn't convert it. He couldn't pick his angle right. But look at the runs, the pass he dropped for Gibbs White that he couldn't finish. And I think all round he has been above 50%.
Okay, and also this man in the middle of the park, talking about Ibrahima Sangari, a fantastic midfielder for Nottingham Forest today in this game against Chelsea.
Yeah, he has been everywhere on the field of play. He has been present at almost every point in time on the field of play. So he has been one player that is handful for Nottingham Forest today. And he has come into the game, but hey, he has room for improvement. And there's one thing also that the Nottingham Forest need to start taking their chances. You don't get too many chances playing against a big side. When you get one or two, convert them.
Okay, going straight to the Nottingham Forest on bench, who I'm very sure the manager might be going to the bench. They have fantastic players in the Arsenal on the bench. Yeah, we have a John Victor, a goalkeeper. There's also there's Nicolo Savona, Callum Hudson-Odoi, the former Chelsea youth graduate, is also on the bench. We have Down Doye, another fantastic player. Nicolas Dominguez on Via Yates, Chris Wood, and Igor Jesus are on the bench for Nottingham Forest. Olaino is out injured of this game, so he's not dressed for this one between Nottingham Forest and Chelsea. Looking at the bench and looking at how the attacker fare in the first half, I think probably before the 60th minute, the manager will surely be looking or turn his attention to the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi, Ndoye, and also Chris Wood to come and cause damages against the Chelsea defense.
Yeah, when the players up front are not doing their job as expected, I think one of the players to bring in has to be Callum Hudson-Odoi. He knows the team. He was once a key figure in the Chelsea setup. So I think he understands this team to some extent, and he can come in with the goodies for them.
Okay, we'll go straight to the Chelsea bench where we have the second choice goalkeeper Philip Jorgensen. Tosin Adarabioyo is back in the side. We also have Jorel Ato, Moises Caicedo, Fancudo, Mononate, Estevao. We have Jamie Gattins, and also there's Tyrick George and Magui on the bench for Chelsea. A lot of injuries or worries for the Blues right now. Enzo Fernandez is out. Levi Kowi is out with an ACL injury. Dario Sugo is not expected back until January. Liam Delap expected back in November. We have Miyako Modric, who is suspended. We have Wesley Fofana also out injured. Cole Palmer out injured for the next 6 weeks. And Bernard Badashil, when we thought he's back to his best, had to return back to the hospital bed for the next 2 months because he's out till December again. Don't you think this is the time for Chelsea to cash out on Bernard Badashil?
Yeah, I think it's time to cash in on him.
Cash in, rather.
Whereby you see all coming in and out of the injury position. But one thing also is how much will they cash in on him? The investment, how will they recoup it back? Maybe they can be a bit patient, give him some number of games on that.
But he actually played fantastic well against Liverpool.
Yeah.
The passes, those were the passes just actually missed from a player like Levi Kowi.
Yeah, it was really. I think it showed us why Chelsea has been reluctant to really cash in on him. But at the same time, you need players that are available to actually do the necessary things. Look at that build-up play from João Pedro there. So I think that but I shield one hell of a talent that can grow into a monster. But injuries. Let's just see. Maybe Chelsea will be lucky with him the same way Chelsea is lucky with Rhys James.
Okay, looking at the bench of Chelsea in this account, which of those players do you think might be coming in the second half to change the face of the game for the Blues? We have Magui on the bench, Tyrick George, Jamie Gittins, Estevao, Facundo Bonanote. We have Moises Caicedo, Jorel Ato, Tosin Adarabioyo, and Philip Jorgensen on the bench for Chelsea.
Yeah, looking at the bench of Chelsea, I think two things can come into play. Probably bring in Magui, drop João Pedro to the playmaking role, or withdraw Malo Gusto, drop Andre Santos back to his familiar role, and bring in Estevao to play the playmaking role in the team right there, so that there can be more flexibility up front. Rather than, Santos is not really that flexible attacking midfielder Chelsea need.
Okay, we still have a big second half to come in. There's a big 45 minutes to come in the game between Chelsea and Nottingham Forest, which is the first game of match day 8, but still 0-0 at halftime. You can go to the comment section and tell us your impression of the first half. Have you been impressed by Chelsea, or have you been impressed by Nottingham Forest approach to this game? And talking about the manager, yes, possibly Angel Postecoglou.
Yeah,
That name is always
Postecoglou.
Postecoglou. Okay, looking at him is the first half. We can see the Nottingham Forest owner also on the pitch and looking at the first half performance. Do you think he needs more time, or should the owner afford or accord him more time at the club?
I think it's obvious that he needs more time. He's not a bad coach, but he came into a team that was in crisis, mainly the manager and the management. So for the players to believe in him and work for him, he has to do a lot of convincing. He has to do a lot of talking. He has to do a lot of psychological work because a lot of the players will be disappointed that yeah, Nuno is no longer available, and it's not due to bad performance. It's just not having a disagreement with the owner. So I think it's a difficult job to come into, but over time, it can actually bring the team together and make them do what's needful.
Okay, so let's see if we can do what is needful in this encounter. Chelsea against Nottingham Forest. We have a big second half to come in this encounter, and we are waiting the players back on the pitch. Douglas Luiz has also been controlling the middle of the park for Nottingham Forest. There's no way we talk about Nottingham Forest without talking about this rock they've put at the back, calling defenders in this game.
Yeah, they have been solid defensively. We've seen the way they've come at and bullied the Chelsea players that are up front. A lot of bullying going on, and they've actually done it very well. They've done it successfully to some extent. Then maybe they can actually keep doing it and see if it works for them. If you can keep bullying the Chelsea attackers, they will hardly get that much chances on goal.
Okay, let's see if the bullying will actually do the magic for them in this account. We have a big second half to come. Your expectations from the second half?
Yeah, I think I want to see a substitution. I want to see Malo Gusto out. Andre Santo drops into his natural role. He can be a better support cast for Lavia. Then maybe Estavio I think Estavio will be better than Bonanote in that role.
Okay, so we'll be waiting to see if the Chelsea manager Angel Maresca will be making early substitutions in the second half of this encounter. We have a big under 20 World Cup final coming up this weekend. Morocco finding themselves in the final against Argentina.
Honestly, you have to just be impressed with the way they've gone about their business in the under 20 World Cup. Look at the way they've done it in a very smooth way. Now they're in the final. It shows that their football is developing all around there, and that's the way to go.
You know, I always argue, should Nigeria go the way of Morocco's, the way they've handled their model? They don't really, look at the under 20, even the under 17 going for the under 17 World Cup. They have, a team made up of majorly players from their diaspora. But right here in Nigeria, you see the likes of Bamaye, the likes of Daga being recycled year in after year out, go to Water FC, get some unknown names. But we hardly have, under 20 players from recognized leagues.
You have to look at the way the Moroccan football is set up. There are structures, so you can catch them on young. So there are places where this big club that sought for talent all over the world can easily catch them young there and take them to develop properly more than they would in Morocco. So now, if there was a structure in Nigeria whereby this academy, you will actually get actual under 12 that you can vouch for, and you can actually test their talent. You can easily take them to spend the next 3 years or 4 years in your big club while they grow to become potential worldwide superstars. So I think that the Morocco model has a lot to do with starting structurally, creating an enabling environment for young lads. For instance, that would be a triple substitution for Chelsea.
Caicedo coming in. We have Caicedo, we have Jimmy Gittins, and we also have Magui coming in. I don't really want to see Moses Caicedo starting or coming into this game because he needed that rest. Probably that is Rumi Lavia or Santos being replaced in this
I think it will be Malo Gusto.
Okay, let's see. I think Garnacho will be going out. If for Gittins coming in, Garnacho will probably be going out. And Magui, yes, I expected him to start this game, but Magui coming in looks more like Santos will be going out. Probably, yes, Garnacho is definitely going out with Jamie Gittins coming in. So that is Gittins and Santos and probably Gusto like you. predicted going out in this encounter. Yes, it's left to see. Let's see who the three players. Lavia has been replaced in this encounter for Moises Caicedo, who is coming. He had a shaky first half in this encounter.
And I think that touch too also on his shin, maybe just to prevent.
We also have Jimmy Gittins being thrown into this encounter for the start of the second half. And there's a need for this young man, Magui, who I wish and hope will be taking his chances in this game. Andre Santos has also been replaced at halftime. So 3 halftime substitution from Chelsea.
And no, Malagusto is not out. I don't understand.
And that is Lavia. You can see they also bring in Igor Jesus. We saw Jesus at the Club World Cup for Flamingos, or no, is it Flamingos or Fluminense? One of the two.
Yeah, for I think Flamingo. No, Botafogo.
Botafogo, yeah. He's also a handful player against any opponent. Talking about the Brazilian. I think he got a goal. Did he get a goal against Chelsea at the Club World Cup?
No, Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea faced Botafogo.
Okay.
I think it was which team was it that defeated Botafogo? I think one Brazilian team that eliminated them from the Club World Cup. Probably Palmares or something. I think Palmares or Fluminense that defeated them.
Yeah, he used to be a former Botafogo striker. Talking about Igor Jesus. Yes, let's see what he will bring it into the second half. And both sides, both managers has really gone to the bench to make right substitution. Igor Jesus in for Taiwo Awoni. Garnacho will be replaced by Jimmy Gittins. Romeo Lavia out for Moises Caicedo, and also Andre Santos will be replaced by Magui for the second half of this encounter. Looks like that looks like a good substitution from the Chelsea.
Yeah, I think it is a good substitution. Not what we expected, but it's not bad. It's not bad actually. And you can't say Malo Gusto has been bad in this game so far, but it's just not a like for like. And let's see how far it will result at the end of the day.
Okay, yes, Chelsea midfielder right now. We can see Pedro Neto coming back a bit out of the box of playing for Chelsea. With this bit of chance there, no, but straight into the hands of Sales. Josh Achipong in the take of action for Chelsea in the early stages of the second half.
Yeah, you just have to give it to the young man doing his defensive job, also joining the attack. And he looks so good doing his job. And I think he has done a whole lot for Chelsea so far since those injuries came to actually limit the number of players that are available for Chelsea. With that performance against Liverpool, you just have to keep giving him playing time.
That's really good seeing Igor Jesus taking on this game against Chelsea. That's what he brings into this encounter, the Brazilian international. He has a long one. Chelsea wins possession. Marcos Cucurella finds his Chelsea teammate, returns it back to the goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez, right there in the 47th minute of this encounter. Chelsea looking for a goal, and you can see that was why they had to make those attacking infuse them substitution. Jamie Gittins being called into action, holds onto the ball, lost possession, but it's a Chelsea advantage as Chelsea looks to attack right now. What would they make out of that? João Pedro having the freedom to play across on the line right now. That should be a free kick to Chelsea. Yes, rightly given as Igor Jesus who brought down his fellow Brazilian right there. He needs to be careful. An early red yellow card won't really be to the advantage of Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, and with the challenges the team that has been, the crisis they've been in.
I can also see the Chelsea sporting directors right there by the side of what's it called, the Chelsea manager, Enzo Maresca. Probably they should be thinking of January right now. The players will be coming in, and probably some players that will be going out of Chelsea.
I don't think Chelsea will do much this January. These guys, they are the
really adamant.
assistant of Arsene Wenger, if you permit me. In this, they just want to do business.
Yeah.
That's just it. They really want to just give him a team that can compete, not solely a proper team to win the league.
Here's a free kick out to Chelsea. Reece James takes that into the box there. Easily caught out there by the Nottingham Forest defenders. Back into the part of Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto goes out wide and finds Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto, will he run or will he send across? He chose to run through the lines and cross into the box there. With that beat, that is the goal for Chelsea. Achapong with the goal. What a goal for the Blues in this encounter. And finally, Pedro Neto, one of those crosses he sends into the box has really worked for Chelsea. What a way for Chelsea to break the deadlock. A well-deserved goal for Josh Achepong at the City ground. You can see the frustration on the face of Angede.
Yeah, yeah, they had their chances in the first half.
Mm.
That's why take your chances. It's
And you
very
can see what it means to
important.
the Chelsea players. They're celebrating
Honestly,
with the young Josh Archipong.
honestly, it's I think his first goal for
Hmm.
Chelsea, senior goal for Chelsea right there. And
And let's
oh
just
my
hope
god,
VR.
no, I don't think so. I think he came in behind and
Wow. Well placed either there from the young England international. You can see just all this full of running. Send that into the box to to no
honestly.
man's land. I always have a problem with this is run. It's like where are you running to?
But
You
I
have to be
think
intentional.
before he picked the run, he had picked where he wanted to put the ball,
Mm.
because the ball went straight
And
to
there was no
Achipong.
stopping. There was nothing
No,
the goalkeeper
nothing
could
the
have. The
goalkeeper
goalkeeper was going
could
to do there. A well-deserved goal. What a goal for the Chelsea Youth Academy graduate Josh Archipong with the first goal in this game. You can see the frustration on the face of the Nottingham Forest manager and get posted to go. You can see the fans also look into his direction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
get a
have to
sack.
look. They have to look. Very soon the chant will start. And,
You might get to sack the Monday.
I don't think he should be judged with what he does against even his
But
predecessor.
he has actually set up this team, you know,
Very
very
well.
well against
They had
Chelsea
their
today.
own chances, but they didn't take them. And I think that yes, he has done a good job so far. Look at those triple substitutions. Yeah, they are playing against a team that is spoiled of talent, and they just have to make.
Yeah, he's on Chelsea going forward again, looking for his second goal. It's a free kick to Chelsea. Maguire winning the free kick for Chelsea right there. That is what you get when you have a striker, you know, a traditional, a
number
proper
nine.
number nine. Look at the other play. Look at the movement from Maguire. Though young, but you know, we've always argued that yes, he should be, you know, he should be getting some of the start playing time
Yeah.
in the absence of Liam Delap.
Delap,
And yes, coming into the second half and caused them some confusion, even for the goal scored by Josh Archipong. You can see him in the mix there, causing confusions in the box. And this is a free kick, an opportunity. I'm very sure Rhys James will fancy a goal scoring opportunity for him here.
You fancy
I
his
don't want.
chance.
I don't know what Pedro Neto is doing there.
Now that Palmer is out until December
Mhm.
or thereabout, I think this is the time to just drop Pedro into that
Into that
playmaking role
playmaker.
and leave
If you're not
Maguire to
starting,
compete with Delap up front.
Facundo Bonanote in the middle of the park, just start. João Pedro as the 10. We've seen him
Yeah.
play as that 10, and he has given fantastic performance for the Blues. He has a free kick to Chelsea, and both the Chelsea captain, Rhys James, and also Pedro Neto, both standing on this free kick situation at the 51st minute, and he left it all the way.
And
Oh,
it's
what
a
a
goal.
goal for Pedro Neto!
My goodness.
An assist and a goal in quick succession. I didn't want him taking that free kick, but at the end of the day, he took it and into the back of the net. It laid on. I think it was what's it called? Rhys James
Rhys James, he touched
actually
it,
played
yeah.
it into position for him,
To
and Pedro
deflect,
Neto,
distract the
Pedro
water.
Neto pulled that into the back of the net. 2 goals for Chelsea, the first in the 49th minute, and yeah, they've doubled their lead in the 52nd minute. Shagley Postecoglou will be forced into making another substitution right now, as he's looking forward to bringing in
And I think
Marcel
Marcel
should be doing better there
He
because
should
that
be
came
doing
straight
better.
at him
Yeah,
and he couldn't get his hand on there. Beautiful goal there from the Chelsea winger Pedro Neto to showcase why Chelsea, why he's actually a starter for the Blues. It's 2-0 right now as it stands in that game. We didn't see any goal in the first half. When in quick successions in the second half, we sent 2 goals from Chelsea already.
Yeah, two ups up in the menu for those that went with that one, and Chelsea now leading 2-0. Yeah, a good way to come into the second half, and you can see the
His eyes reminds me of what's it called? This wrestler, Undertaker. It looks like someone that wants to have the manager for lunch after the game.
Yeah, and he will just be licking his wounds right now.
It's early kickoff though, so there's still much time for him to sack the manager after this encounter.
I don't think he will, because there will be a payoff, and there's FFP. You have to balance your spending. So I think that.
But the fans will surely be on his neck.
Yeah, they will
Because
be.
that was a big mistake, sacking a manager who has actually been good with the team.
Serious mistake, but what can they do? He has gone. He's gone already. He's now the manager for West Ham. Their loss is West Ham game at the end of the day.
Yes, and Nottingham Forest coming close and looking for their comeback in this encounter. But yes, Chelsea, that should be a yellow card. That was a high foot challenge from the Chelsea's attacker there. And yes, I'm
Malo
Malo Gusto getting that yellow card. He should be experienced enough not to go into tackles like that.
Yeah, he should be doing better. How on earth will you go into tackles like this? And I think a little high foot there would have been a red card.
Straight red card.
Yeah.
He has a yellow card there. So the French international Malo Gusto, who's playing an unfamiliar position for Chelsea today, find himself in the midfield. Nottingham Forest, who has been broken at the back twice in this encounter, looking to attack against Chelsea right now and see if they can salvage a point or come back and score 3 goals against the Blues in this game. As we're going straight into the 54th minute, it's going to be back-to-back victories for Chelsea, who won just 1 out of 4 games before the international break. And I think this is good for Chelsea's confidence.
Yeah, I think this is good for their confidence. They can build up from here and at least try to do something special at the end of the day. But let's just see if they can hold on to this lead and not concede, because we know another thing, the boys can lose concentration real fast.
Okay, all eyes will be on the UEFA Champions League coming up next for Chelsea. It's Chelsea at home at Stamford Bridge against Ajax coming up on the 22nd. That is during the midweek. We'll be having that interesting UEFA Champions League. And after that, it's going to be a Premier League game at Stamford Bridge again between Chelsea and Sunderland. So these are 2 winnable games for Chelsea on the bounce.
Yeah, I think the 22nd should be, if I'm not mistaken,
Today is 18?
a Wednesday.
Yeah, it should be Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah. So I think that's not a bad one for Chelsea to at least see if they can get their hearts in order and do the what's needful. But hey, it's Ajax, another experienced European campaigners.
All right, straight into the 56th minute, and we've seen just 2 corner kicks in this encounter, 1 to Chelsea and also 1 to Nottingham Forest. It's Chelsea attacking right now, looking to get a 3rd one in this game, and with this great chance for the Blues to put one from.
I don't know if Pedro Neto looks up before he set a pass. I don't know. That's one thing. It needs to be calm. Even João Pedro said, you just play it in front. You don't need to direct it like that. Look at that, but just drop it in front and let him go and meet it. Not that you bend it straight to him. These are academy passes, this thing. He could do better, honestly.
Estevao is on the bench. All right, moving straight into the 56th minute of that encounter between Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. It's Chelsea leading 2-0 in this one. And Nottingham Forest looking to come back in this one against Chelsea. Straight onto the path of Hudson-Odoi. But Odoi will be getting onto that as the Chelsea goalkeeper Robert Sanchez onto that. There's still Chelsea in possession. Rhys James called into action, looks inward into the midfield, gives it to the general of the middle, which is Caicedo. Caicedo finds Kukureya back to Trevor Chalobah, and Chalobah returns, still holds onto the ball right now. And here's that Chelsea. What would they make another breaking up, building from the back in this encounter? A long one, tries to play in, and here might just be the chance for Chelsea. I'm told. All on edge is that will get to the back of the team. So there was a referee's call there. Oh, and there's a push there from Murillo on Magui there. The referee allows players to continue. Let's see that. It seems there was a body check on Morato there by the Chelsea attacker. So I think that should be a free kick to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I think it would be a free kick to Nottingham Forest right there. He had to barge into that defender, and really, the referee got it spot on right there. But looking at it, if you look at it with the advent of technology, do you think that touchline ban is really a punishment for the manager, because there is in the field, he can always talk on phone,
but he can't give the right what's it called,
instruction.
It has always been like that also in the right from time also. If referees have been given touchline ban, they can always stay in the stands and
Yeah, but I'm saying, is that punishment worth it?
It's punishment because the way the manager interprets the game is different from the way the assistant manager who is giving information to will interpret it. It's way different. Here's a manager's great chance for a third for Chelsea. Ooh. Unfortunately, João Pedro presented with that chance and looking for a goal. You can see the Chelsea fans, and that's what you always get from Chelsea fans: the support for their players, even in trying times. They hardly see Chelsea fans booing their players, and that was another chance there. I think João Pedro full with confidence would have done better from that angle.
He could have just set a pass. I think he's looking desperate now to get a goal right there. And things are, you need to kill off games. This game is not yet done and dusted. You need to kill off games, and I think they should be more careful at the end of the day.
All right, we're straight into the 59th minute of that encounter. It's still 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 2 in this game. 2 goals in quick succession in the second half, and 2 goals from for Chelsea. One from where did you score us? For Christ's sake. Okay, one from
Pedro Neto
Josh
Josh.
Archipong and Pedro
Yeah.
Neto, both getting the goals in the 49th and 52nd minutes for Chelsea. Right now we're in the 59th minute, 1 minute away from 1 hour of football, which leaves us with about barely 30 more minutes to play on your yellow card, for Christ's sake.
Chelsea keeps getting the red card, even when the players refused and the manager took up the
There's a good
responsibility.
chance there for Nottingham Forest, but unfortunately straight into the hands of the Chelsea goalkeeper as Igor Jesus couldn't get onto that. But Pedro Robert Sanchez was quick enough to get onto that.
But
Here is a Chaloba on the ball for Chelsea. Drives forward with the ball there, finds himself in the Nottingham Forest half, but chose to return it back to Kukurea.
Yeah, Marco Kaela straight to Casedo to Achepong to Malo Gusto, and Reece James set it forward for the run of Pedro Neto. And Pedro Neto in the box. What can he do? He passed the ball. Oh, that was too heavy touch from Magui right there, and cleared out. Moses Caicedo committed that foul on
Gibbs White.
Gibbs White, and is a free kick to Nottingham Forest.
And
1 hour of
I
football
actually
played
feel like the
already.
only reason we're having Gibbs White on this pitch today, or still having him on in this game, is because he's the captain of Nottingham Forest. He has really had a bad
Bad
day out
game.
of it.
Yeah.
Probably, I wouldn't looks like a player who was even more involved for Nottingham Forest
I think
than Gibbs White.
when you notice the difference between first half and second half is that presence up front is now lacking. There was that presence in the first half. You could see the frustration on Josh, but since Awoni was withdrawn, you saw that Josh is beginning to play more freely.
Yeah.
There's more freedom for him at the end of the day. So I think that the manager will look at that decision after the game and see maybe that was the point where they lost it.
Okay, yes, now the former Chelsea Youth Academy.
Austin Odoi.
Talking about Austin Odoi, finds Elliot, returns back to Austin Odoi. Austin Odoi is looking to get onto the plane to the World Cup with the Ghana national team. A very chance for Nottingham Forest. Unfortunately, that will be going to the back of the net. Nico Williams presented with that chance. And Jimmy Gittis had to come back to do defensive work for Chelsea. Zicheko on the throw-in. It looks like Austin Odoi might just be the problem for Chelsea in the second half.
And they're crossing to the box. Oh! How on earth did they miss this?
Nico Williams with that beautiful chance there. Unfortunately, he couldn't pull that into the back of the net. They've actually missed a lot of chances in this game. Scoreable chances presented to them in this game. Look at this. That was a free goal.
Honestly,
That was a free
that-
gift to him
the
there.
keeper would have had no
nothing he
chance.
could have. He should be doing there. That putting that into the back of the net. Unfortunately, he actually skied that, and it's still going to be no goal for Nottingham Forest. That was the problem. That was the same problem they suffered in the first half. Those chances to Gibbs White should have at least one should have gone into the back into the back of the
when
net.
you keep losing chances, clear-cut chances, then you will just come back most times to rule your
Yeah, just
losses.
very chance to beat. Still Chelsea coming forward. Jao Pedro looking for his goal there. Good defensive work there from Milikovic. And it looks like Chelsea are coming out. Oh, that was a Magui. Chelsea are coming out smoking in the second half. Better performance from the Blues in the second half than what we saw in the first half.
I think Magui brought it into this one. He has really been handful since coming up, and it has afforded Joao Pedro to actually be more flexible up front. So I think that has made a whole lot of difference so far.
I guess let's see if the Blues will be tripling their lead in this encounter. Will it be Nottingham Forest reducing the deficit in this game as we're straight into the 62nd minute of this encounter? It's going to be a free kick. Referee allows advantage to Chelsea. And here's Josh Archipong having a game of his life in the second half. Should Chelsea end up winning this game, I think he should be a candidate for the man of the match.
Yeah, I agree.
Josh Archipong returning the back to the Chelsea goalkeeper Ruben Sanchez. And Sanchez will hold on to the ball. He will actually want a clean sheet in the second half. I don't really know how many clean sheets he has had this season.
Yeah, I think against Fulham he got one.
Okay.
And,
There's Chelsea attacking again with this great chance. Oh no, just to hold on to it too much in this game. And that's a lost possession. Referee allows place to continue. Josh Archipong beautifully done in the middle of the park. He has Chelsea, Joao Pedro on the ball there. Marco Correa Still Chelsea in possession. Finally lost possession. Nottingham Forest will look to eat out on the counter and straight into the path of Austin Odoi. Don't really want to free Austin Odoi there. And here's Austin Odoi finds his teammate Igor Jesus. Jesus with the ball finds Odoi. Odoi drops it back to Elliot and returns it back to Austin Odoi. Austin Odoi looks at that space but chose to go straight and finds Igor Jesus. Jesus on the ball there, returns it into the middle. Odoi puts himself in the Chelsea box. It might just be a chance for Odoi. Set up and the shots very short. Will they take aim at goal but chose to take back or finds Nico. And that should be a free corner kick rather to Nottingham Forest. So you can see the attacking instinct from Nottingham Forest. They're trying to work their way into the Chelsea box, and we've seen Chelsea, a bit they slack sometimes when opening space in their defense.
Yeah, they can be they can lose concentration real fast, and that's one of the issues the Chelsea defense needs to correct. Because against Liverpool, we saw how they also lost concentration.
That was a big save there from the Chelsea goalkeeper. What a chance there from Nottingham Forest, and it's another corner kick.
Wow.
Big header there from Milekovic. But fortunately, Robert Sanchez was big and up to the task there. That was destined for the back of the net. That was a powerful header there from him. Another follow-up save there from the Chelsea goalkeeper. There's another corner kick to Nottingham Forest. 2 in quick succession for Nottingham Forest right there in the 65th minute of this game.
And I think Chelsea needs to do better defending all this set plays. And the Nottingham Forest guys, they are more physical than the Chelsea guys. And I think the goalkeeper too should be helping out, coming out to parry some balls and all.
Oh, it looks like there's an infringement in the box there. It's going to be a free kick up to Chelsea. Offside there. It's going to be a free kick up to Chelsea. Look at our statistics. It has been Chelsea dominated possession. 52% of ball possession to Chelsea, and barely 48% ball possession to Nottingham Forest in the second half. 3 big chances created by Chelsea. 2 to Nottingham Forest, and 10 total shots in this game for the Blues, and 6 total shots up to Nottingham Forest. We've seen just 4 corner kicks. 3 corner kicks to Nottingham Forest, 1 to Chelsea in the second half. Looking at the shot on target for both sides in this game, 6 shots on target for Chelsea, but 2 goals in this game. 2 total shots on target for Nottingham Forest, and no goal to showcase for them in the second half.
Nottingham Forest has a chance right there and drop pass. Oh, to no one.
And Chelsea will break out right now. Is that Malagusto on the ball?
Yeah, that's
Malagusto on the ball there. He has Jamie Gittins to his wing there, and Jamie Gittins on the left side of attack for Chelsea sets one inward there with this great chance for the Blues, but nobody. And that was another ball just sent into the box without not destined to anybody in the box there right there. Nottingham Forest wins possession, but immediately dashed it back to Chelsea. And it's Chelsea in the middle of the park. It looks like the Chelsea midfield is looking more better in the second half than what we saw in the first half.
Yeah, when the general himself is available, you have to just see the difference. The difference is always clear right there whenever you see Moises Caicedo be the one dictating plays in the midfield, and he has been one hell of a player. I think for me this season so far the best midfielder in the Premier League.
Yeah, you can always say that about Moises Caicedo. When you can see the Nottingham Forest owner is out of the pitch, nowhere to be found. He has gone at wall. Probably typing the sack letter right now.
Yeah,
we can also say they panning on the face of Angel right now. If they are sacking Angel, where are they getting?
They will have to look for a manager they can bring in. I don't know.
I think at the end of the day, you'll be regretting that choice. Sacking Nuno.
Honestly, it was a bad decision. Even before bringing on Ange, we all knew when the rumor was flying around that the relationship between the manager and the owners was really tense.
I think the big issue had to be him bringing on Edu, the former Arsenal sporting director, into Nottingham Forest, and Edu was in control, or he wanted some certain kind of players into the team, into the squad. That was where the issue between Nuno and the owner actually started. It's just a reminiscence of what happened between Thomas Tuchel and Todd Boyle at the early stages of Todd Boyle getting Chelsea. But fortunately for Nottingham Forest, they actually made a bad choice with Ange.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
that's straight.
really made a bad
He
choice,
made a bad
and
choice.
I think they just have to make do with finding a solution at the end of the day. Pedro Neto attacking down the right, drops it for Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto with the ball right there, and he will shoot. Oh, took a deflection. That looks like a back pass than a shot. And Neto still with the ball. What can he do? And he tries to be trickery, and he cross into the box. Oh,
It's going to be a good kick.
Magui
Magui with the
couldn't.
header there, but couldn't direct that header at goal. And you have to give it to that young man, the former former Barcelona youth academy player there. Getting on to the end of that, and that is an striker instinct there. Just have to be there. You have to attack the
You
ball.
just have to be
Yeah,
present.
you just have to be present right there in the box. So straight into the 69th minute. It's still Chelsea leading 2-0, but Nottingham Forest are doing everything possible to see if they can come back in this one.
Yeah, let's see if they can come back at the end of the day. 69th minute, approaching the 70th minute of that encounter. Chelsea leading 2 goals to 0. 2 quick goals in the second half. A game where we looked like, oh, it will be difficult to get goals. And now 2 goals already in the second half of that encounter.
Ah. Okay.
It's the half for
I
me.
won't say anything.
Honestly, it's the half for me.
There's a long one there from the Chelsea goalkeeper playing. Jamie Gittins there, but Nottingham Forest getting onto the end of that. And yes, and Gary tries to trade one in through the Chelsea defense, but straight into the hands of the Chelsea goalkeeper. Talking about Robert Sanchez. Sanchez will hold on to the ball. And I won't be surprised if Chelsea are preparing another substitution right now at the 70th minute of this account. I think they still have 2 more substitutions to go in this game. I think we might be seeing Estevao at a point in this encounter.
Yeah,
There's Nottingham Forest in possession. Called on straight into the part of Hudson Odoi. Odoi comes ill with the ball there. Will be sending it across, but still finds his way into the box, and that is one back for Nottingham Forest.
Oh, it didn't go in.
I wonder did that not end up in the back of the net. He got Jesus with that chance to Nottingham Forest, but fortunately he couldn't put that here. Yes, Chelsea attacking. Yeah, what would they make out of that? Outside the long shot there. Magui there with that shot. Unfortunately, not into the back of the net.
Wow.
I thought that was a goal. What? Let's see that again. Ooh, the woodwork to the rescue there.
I think woodwork and crossbar. Yeah, they had to agree.
Because I was already thinking that was a goal.
Honestly.
Like on it.
Woodwork.
You can see the reaction on the face of Igor Jesus. What next? What do I have to do to beat up this Chelsea's goal post in this encounter? Straight into the 70 first minute. I think there's a complaint from what's it called? The Magui. I think his jaw. He's having an issue with his jaw in this encounter. That is one of the hazards of being a footballer or a sport person.
Injuries can come in at any point in time, and yeah, it is what it is in this one. It is what it is at this point in time.
Let's see if he can continue in this encounter. As Chelsea are really having a view or having a medical look at the striker. I think is that a bleeding? Is that bleeding?
I don't know.
Will he be able to continue? Because I think they're having conversations with the Chelsea's bench.
I think is maybe it's something that maybe they need to take precaution on. I think so. I think maybe it's something they need to take precaution on at the end of the day.
It looks like Nottingham Forest will also be going to the bench and making substitution. It is that danger man, Chris Wood, will be thrown into this encounter. This is a player you can always rely on. Looking at the number of goals he scored in the EPL last season, and this season, he looks to be struggling a bit.
Yeah, it looks to be struggling a bit. Yeah, every player in this squad will struggle because the team is in crisis, and it is evident. And looking at the time, if we want to bring in the idol scorer last season for the club, not starting marquee games like playing against Chelsea, it speaks volume. So I think that, yeah, he can come in and do them a whole lot of good.
Yes, what he brings into this game as he'll be thrown into this game. Talking about Chris Wood, he has some good area traits. He can bring that. So talking about the New Zealand striker. He has Nottingham Forest coming forward. I think they just need one goal to turn the head of this game.
Yeah, they need one goal to at least make it a nervy finish in this one. And getting a goal around this time can actually increase their chances of increase getting back into this
It's a
one.
double substitution from Nottingham Forest. Chris Wood is one of those substitution, and we also have Nicolas. Sorry, we also have Nicolo Savona, who also will be thrown into this counter. And we have the former Arsenal defender there, Zichenko, being replaced in this game. So they'll be getting back to former at the defense after starting this game with five-man defense.
Yeah, he needs to attack, and it's evident. So two defenders
Oh,
off,
Murillo also off.
and
Two attacking
bringing
players
two
into this
attacking
game.
players.
Nicolo Savona and also Chris Wood being thrown into this game. Now you're taking out two defenders, Zichenko and also what's it called, Murillo,
Murillo,
out
yeah.
of this counter. Is it the manager throwing everything to this game right now?
Yeah, he has to throw caution into the wind at some point. You have to attack with every venom you have, and Chelsea also needs to react because when you are increasing the bodies up front, it can mean more pressure on the Chelsea defense. And with the way the Chelsea defense has looked since the beginning of this game, they've been really, really lucky not to have
Not to
conceded
concede.
in this game. So I think increasing the number of bodies up front, I think that's the way to go.
Okay, let's see how long luck can and how much luck can carry Chelsea in this encounter as we're straight into the 75th minute, which leaves us with barely 15 more minutes to play in regulation time between Nottingham Forest and Chelsea. It's Chelsea leading 2-0 against Nottingham Forest. And you can see the frustration on the face of the manager there.
Yeah, you won't blame the manager. As far as this game is concerned, I think the manager has done all he should do. It's just the players that have failed to convert their chances, and which you can't blame the manager for that. Chelsea will send a long ball for Chalobah looking for Magui, but the referee said that's an infringement on the Nottingham Forest player. We will start play, and then Nottingham Forest will start play from that free kick in their box, trying to build up from defense to attack, trying to pass their way forward and see if they can penetrate through this open Chelsea defensive setup right there.
Okay, here's Nottingham Forest in possession of the ball, looking to penetrate through the Chelsea line, but Chelsea regains possession and they'll look to attack against Nottingham Forest. Yeah, he's on that young man, João Pedro on the ball there, returns it back to Chalobah, back to João Pedro, returns it back to Chalobah. Chelsea playing a triangular pass in between the players right there. Chalobah on the ball there, drops it to Robert Sanchez. Sanchez will hold on to the ball, as his Chelsea teammate there. Well, Nottingham Forest wins possession. You don't want to give us this space. You want to. That might just be it all for Nottingham Forest. Will they be getting it? Unfortunately, that will go into the back of them. Why are you giving us that much room to attack against you? And you can see, I think the fans also knows that the players are actually wasteful in this one.
Honestly, it's obvious. It's only a board that is blind that will not give this guy more chance, because I think that span of the international break, he has had time to really work with the players, and they've really.
We can see the intentions. The intentions are there, but finishing up these chances has been their biggest problems in this game. You can't have about 3 big chances in this game and not being able to put one, unable to put one into the back of the net is a big problem. Seems Chelsea, yes, the goal kick to Chelsea there, and sends it back to Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah will hold on to the ball for the Blues, finds Marco Correa. Correa returns it back to his Spanish teammate to. Alright, it's just Magui in possession, but couldn't keep possession. Nottingham Forest will attack, and there's been a wave of Nottingham Forest attack against Chelsea in the dying embers of this encounter. Straight into the 77th minute, 13 more minutes for Chelsea to hang on for a famous victory over Nottingham Forest in this game. So throwing to Nottingham Forest, and Chelsea will be preparing on that substitution. Yeah, we will be having Esteval come in for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, next 13
13.
Esteval coming in for Pedro Neto.
He got an assist for Pedro Neto already in this game.
I think it will most likely be the man of the match. You know what? If football is not really fair on the
midfielders and defenders, it's more about the attackers.
The goal scorers and the assist givers. So I think that he has had a good game. Though a lot of room for improvement.
We always have to talk about the trajectory, the different opposite trajectory of Esteval William, and also his former teammate at Flamengo, if I'm not mistaken. That is the one at Real Madrid. What was his name? Hendrik
Palmares.
Yeah, Palmares. Yes, rather. You look at the turn of the way his career has turned at Real Madrid. You know, you hardly get games at Real Madrid, and now you have our
Esteval.
Esteval, you know, on the rise at Chelsea.
Yeah, you have to talk about it. Which day was that I was actually thinking of it, that it looked like, oh, everything good he got was the move to Real Madrid, and I think is more or less not like the kind of player. The downward trend started from Ancelotti, well, he was not giving him enough playing time, and now Alonso too is not really giving him playing time. I think the next thing to do is for him to get a loan move out of Real Madrid and try
Because I think
to
right
go
now
and give
it
him
looks
back
it
his.
seems a surplus to requirements
Yeah.
at Real Madrid. But let's see if he can turn the face of things is because it's right now he's behind the likes of Adagula, even the young player we saw at the young Raul.
Um,
What's his name that we saw at the Club World Cup for Real Madrid?
yeah,
You look at Mbappe up front and the number of goals he's getting. So probably he should be thinking of going out on loan in
and to be
January.
fair to him, every time he has come on last season, most times he has gone in all in, either with the goal or the assist for Real Madrid, and I don't know why.
I think probably it was a big pressure
Maybe-
moving to a big club like Real
I,
Madrid.
and I don't think so. I think he has not been given much playing time.
Okay. All right, yes, straight into the 80th minute, and we can see the Chelsea captain there, Rhys James, who wants to stay fit, probably make his debut at the next World Cup with England. He
Yeah.
said, I think during the last World Cup, he was unfortunate to miss out with an injury. And one man who has also been out, who hasn't really been informed, also be Trent Arnold. I think he's out injured right now.
And I think the time he was not injured, the manager made it clear for his preference for Rhys James that looking at a right back is more concerned about the defensive work rather than just what he does going up front. And look at that
Igor
start.
Jesus needs to be careful. He needs to be careful. This is the second time I'm seeing from him in this encounter. Before you know it, he'll be getting a yellow card in this one. Yes, we're straight into the 80th minute of this encounter. And it's still Chelsea leading 2-0 in the early kickoff of matchday 8. A win in this game will send them to 4th position on the log. Let's see if Chelsea will be getting a victory in this one. You can see the Chelsea captain having a word with the referee over that tackle. We saw the brushes on his leg after that game against Liverpool for a tackle on him, which the referee in that game also didn't give out or did dish out a yellow card to the Liverpool player. That brushes was one of the himself in the box there. Went for a goal from a rear himself in the box there. Went for a goal from a rear position. I don't know how you want to get that into the back of the net from there.
Maybe he still thinks he's in the Brazilian league. So game on in that encounter, Tosin with his first touch of the game straight to
Really good. It's really
Chalobah.
great having Tosin back. in the
Honestly,
starting eleven.
really breath easy. Let me use that word because hey, we saw Achipong against Liverpool and we were like, oh, what can he do? But thankfully, he has really grown as a defender. Yeah, Tosin is back, and we hope he's better at the end of the day.
João Pedro there, but couldn't get one over the Nottingham Forest defender there. It's going to be a throw to Chelsea right there at the 83rd minute of this counter. I think I really want to go for João Pedro in this game. He needs to go for
His
for
confidence.
his confidence.
Yeah, I think so. I think he needs to start getting in on the goals and reduce the pressure on him at the end of the day. Let's see how far they can go also in the Champions League. Maybe he can get
You
one.
don't give him that shot. It might just be a chance for Chelsea in the box there, but the Chelsea players still a chance for Chelsea. Would that be it? So, well, another side netting for Chelsea. Esteval presented with that beautiful chance. Nico Williams with that last stage minute save there. Oh,
That was a real blow from the
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest guy. And look at Estevao trying to. I think that ball would have gone into the net.
very, very possible. Yeah, we have a corner kick onto Chelsea right there at the 84th minute. Esteval standing on that corner kick and duties for the Blues. We have the tall Chelsea players in the box. Will he be going straight? He just goes into the box there. And yeah, might just be the fourth
And it's
here.
a goal.
That is the third. It's Rhys James with the third goal for Chelsea in this encounter. What a goal for the Chelsea captain in this game. It's 3-0. What a way to wrap this for the Blues.
Yeah, what a way it is for the captain himself to put the icing on the cake.
What is your coach saying?
I don't know. He would have been really happy seeing that they could get those 3
Wow,
goals.
you can
And
see the Nottingham Forest fans making their way out of the city ground. Trying to get or catch on the next train back home in this one. Will Angel Postecoglou also be catching the train after this game back to Greece? back to Australia. Only time will tell which of that two will be happening to the manager.
But they looked
No,
disappointed.
it's a
And
really disappointing face.
that was a good delivery from
And these are
Esteval.
the kind of deliveries that causes issues for goalkeeper. You don't know,
Yeah,
maybe you should approach the ball, or maybe
we should
your
stay on the
defenders you
line.
should stay on the line. And you see,
I think he
he went for that,
parried
but he
it.
parried the ball into
The
no man's
hands
land. Yeah,
of
let's say that again. Yeah, he was one parries that into the path of Rhys
Rhys
James.
James.
Rhys James made no mistake putting that into the back of the net. A selling 3 points and 3 goals for Chelsea in this encounter.
Yeah, and I think that a chunk of
Where
the
you jump
blame,
into?
a chunk of the blame should really go to the players. The
Mm.
players failed the manager as far as I'm concerned today. They had their chances. The game plan, you see that it was not bad,
Mhm.
but they refused to convert their chances.
All right, it's 3-0. Chelsea win at the 85th minute, and a silent looking Angel Postecoglou with his future hanging in the balance right now. As Rhys James with the third goal for the Blues in this encounter. 86th minute. Talking about Rhys James, is also always a reliable player for Chelsea. Worthy captain for the
Also,
Blues.
also a goal and assist for Rhys James in
Mm,
this
in
game.
this game.
So let's see who will now be the man of the match at the end of the day. So it's game on in that one, 86th minute. It is Chelsea comfortably leading 3 goals to 0 at this time. Wow. Who would have thought that a game
Wow.
like this will still end up seeing three
So the
goals?
stadium is empty now. I'll fancy one more goal in this game.
Really
Let's just
possible.
cut everything. Let's bring another chance for Chelsea into the box there, but Saul's out to gather that. So for Nottingham Forest, that might just be. He needs to be careful with his tackles for Christ's sake, and he'll be getting his record.
Oh,
Is that Malo Gusto? Yeah, his record.
no.
Is that his first yellow card? It's his record. Second yellow card.
Second yellow.
We've been talking about these
What
tackles.
is this?
Just jumping into different
You're on
unnecessary
yellow
tackles.
card
You're on a
and
yellow
you
card,
jump into
and you're jumping into
tackles.
that tackles. How many matches with straight red cards with red
Honest.
cards for Chelsea?
Honest.
So he'll be missing that game against against Sunderland in the EPL. Chelsea's red card per game continues.
Wow. It looks like maybe it's a
I think he
course or
should have
something.
been substituted instead of Andre Santos in this encounter.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I
We've
said
always
it
talked about
at
this indiscipline. In this indiscipline on the side, but even when the manager himself is getting a red card,
what,
so
what will you say? What do you
oh,
think
that's
of
it.
the
What do you
player?
think about the players? So Chelsea has to play, or they have to play the next 3 minutes and probably 4 minutes additional time with one man down. His advantage on Nottingham Forest right now. Can they take this advantage to the fullest and get some 3 goals under 7 minutes, and try and savor the job of the manager? Here's the corner kick to start with. Hudson Odoi on this corner kick duties there for Nottingham Forest against Chelsea. The Chelsea defenders asked this to defend in the 88th minutes.
Yeah, 88th minute. It is corner kick to Nottingham Forest, played in but headed out by the Chelsea player right there. Still Nottingham Forest back in possession of the ball. Can they make something out of this? We couldn't keep it, and that would be a good
I think
kick.
Rhys James actually read down the runs of that pass,
Mhm.
which Gibbs White was actually very slow to going into making that move to defend that for Nottingham Forest. And the fans are fast on their way going home after this disappointing game against Chelsea. And the more are making their way out of the stadium.
Yeah, who will blame them? They were expectant after the first half. We saw some of the fans applauding the manager in the first half, but to see the way it is ending, I think that most likely they have reasons to walk home disappointed at the end of the day.
I guess still Chelsea in possession, but lost possession in almost done quick possession there. Yes, and still the Blues in possession. What would they make out of that? Moses Caicedo winning possession. Chelsea takes a long one. With this very chance for them to attack against Nottingham Forest. The referee spotted out and says that is an infringement from Esteval. He'll be getting a yellow card for that.
Most likely.
He'll be getting a yellow card. He should be getting a yellow card.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things we say.
Unnecessary
Unnecessary cards.
Unnecessary
What is he
cards.
getting that yellow card for? Why is he kicking the ball?
Honestly, a really disappointing one. I think these players needs to eat it up and beat it and actually play football at the end of the day.
All right, straight into the 89th minute as we are approaching the 90th minute of this encounter. I will be waiting to see how much minutes will be added there by the fourth official. Really fancy 4 minutes additional time come at the end of this 90 minutes. Chelsea comfortably leading 3-0, but they've been reduced to 10 man after Malo Gusto got a sending orders in the second half. Nottingham Forest win the ball there, and they still hold on to the ball, looking to create one chance against Chelsea. Straight to the what's called Sinodoi, although he tries to cut inward with the ball there. What would he make of that? Chelsea making it hard for him at the back there. Yeah, might just be a chance for the Blues, but Nottingham Forest back in possession. Otsinodoi on the ball there, try to create one or two chances, sends a long one into the box there, but easily caught out there by the Chelsea defenders. Igor Jesus, we dropped out to his teammates, and yes, still Nottingham Forest are looking to reduce the deficit in this one. 90th minute on the mark.
Yeah, 98 minutes on the mark. It is Chelsea still leading 3-0, and the corner kicks coming in for Nottingham Forest right there. Let's see if they would take advantage of this one at the end of the day.
We've seen 6 corner kicks in this account, 4 for Nottingham Forest and 2 for Chelsea in this game. And here's another corner kick from Nottingham Forest. A long one into the box there. Still Nottingham Forest in possession. Still hold on to the ball. Referee spotting on the offside call there. It's going to be a free kick to Chelsea right there. We're waiting to see how much minutes has been added there by the 4th official. And that is it, a 5-minute additional time, so we have 5 more minutes to play in this one. Anything can still happen in a game of football. Nothing first can still come back.
Yeah, it's possible. Impossibility is nothing. But with the way it looks, I don't see them really coming back into this one. But yeah, if it is football. It is possible. We saw Nigeria come back. Was it that 89 or something? With that number of goals they considered, and they came back. So maybe they can come back at the end of it.
As the train to Nottingham Forest quickly taking as we're straight into the second minute of 5-minute additional time, which leaves us with barely 3 more minutes to play in this one. Chelsea will take this early kickoff victory over Nottingham Forest, and the number of goals here, they need to score goals. It's not about winning games 1-0. This is a league whereby the goals really count at come end of the season. So when you have this opportunity of padding those goals, you have to take your opponent to the cleansers.
Yeah, you just have to. You really need to take your opponent, take your chances. It's very, very important, very germane. Take your chances, and once you take them, you can always benefit from it.
All right, it's going to be a goal kick out to Chelsea right there, and the goalkeeper Robert Sanchez not in a rush to take this as we're approaching the 3rd minute of additional time. It's still Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 3. It is a counter. A long one from the Chelsea goalkeeper sends that out to a throw-in, for Christ's sake.
So, 93rd minute of that encounter it is, and at least it looks more like, most likely it's getting closer for Chelsea at the end of the day. So ball at Nottingham Forest attacking down the right there in that one. City ground has seen the City boys disappointed the City fans by conceding 3 unreplied goals in just 45 minutes of football. What a way for a game.
Nottingham Forest, and he's Otsinodoi sends one into the way of a teammate there, but Chelsea tries to win the ball back. Referee lost, please.
That's a foul.
Finally gives that out, and Jimmy Gitty is giving out that free kick. And looking at the Jimmy contrasting it, Jimmy Gitty's performance and Alejandro Garnacho's performance in the first half. Which do you think is better?
I think it's same of the same. Not really anything special in between the two. They really need to improve. They really need to improve at the end of the day, and that's very, very germane. They have not shown improvement.
All right, there at the 94th minute, a chance for Nottingham Forest to reduce the deficit. Can they go direct from this free kick against the Blues? Let's see, only time will tell. As this looks like about a 35 meter out of the post. There is long one. Our net is that not going to the back of the net. Free header there. For the Nottingham Forest man there, but he couldn't get that into the back of the net. I think there was an offside call. Yes, rightly. This right decision there from the fourth official there. So it's going to be a free kick out to Chelsea at the 94th minute. I don't think at this point there's no coming back for Nottingham Forest in this game anymore.
Yeah, I think that at this stage we can mostly say it's safe to say it's a Watchalong game at the end of the day.
Watchalong is Chelsea will go straight to 14 points right now. Which puts them about 2 points behind the summit of the table where Liverpool, Arsenal, sorry, currently top. Arsenal still has a game to play tonight as the host Fulham.
A win at
A
Fulham.
win at Fulham would put Arsenal at 19 points at the summit. Arsenal currently 1 point ahead of Liverpool, who has a date against Manchester United tomorrow in what should be a blockbuster match day eight fixture.
Yeah.
And that should be an interesting game tomorrow
Really,
in the
really
EPL. You can join us
interesting
on
game,
Premier Sports Fan
62.
Center. Will be in the studio to give you analysis of that encounter between Manchester United, who are currently rooted to the 10th position, and the defending champions and Liverpool. Both sides, two successful sides in the English and Premier League, having 2020. That is about 40 EPL titles between the two of them.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
No, I think Liverpool is now 21.
I think both are on the same number.
Oh,
It's
20.
2020, yeah.
Okay.
They are both on
But
20.
Liverpool has more Champions League.
Yeah.
So it seems Roberto Sanchez will be having
A
his
clean
clean sheet today.
And that should be the last piece of action. Yes, rightly there. It's ended at the City Ground. What a game for the Blues, defeating Nottingham Forest 3-0 in the first game of matchday 8. What a victory from Chelsea. What a ton of events it might be for Angel Postecoglou, the Nottingham Forest manager. Your final
yeah.
take on 3-0 Chelsea victor, 0-0 in the first half and 3 goals in the second half for the Blues.
I think that the fixture and the result is not fair for what happened on the field of play. I think the players really need to eat it up and beat it and start converting their chances. They really need, the Nottingham Forest. And congratulations to Chelsea. Chelsea were also lucky to not have considered some chances earlier in the game before Chelsea started getting those goals. So I think that they really need to be better.
Okay, all eyes will be on the next game on our menu, which is the Arsenal game against Fulham in a London derby. Who is going to take that encounter? All the time we talk. You can join us at 5:30 on Premier Sports Fan Center for analysis and commentaries of that encounter. So we come your way again. It's bye for now.